Hello, ma'am. Good morning. Hello, ma'am. Very good morning, and we would like to know about graphology and your upcoming workshops, so that more and more people can learn from you, and then we can also become as, if not as good as you, but definitely 50% good as you are as well.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ria. But I just want everyone, whosoever is learning the science of graphology, I just want them to come ahead of me. I just want they should also work the way I am working, or maybe some way or the other. If they could perform better, it would be good for them only. Because when I learned graphology, it was completely for me. I was not aware, I was not having any idea, I was not having any clarity that whether I'm going to teach people, I'm just going to provide the consultation. Even you won't believe, I had that I was not in that shape of confidence that I could just pitch people to get for a sample. I was not convinced that how I should ask them, because it was just the journey, and gradually I have just learned it. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining, and very warm morning to all of you. Graphology is what? I'll start with this question. Yes, please. Anyone saying anything? Okay, no problem. Graphology is what? Graphology is basically the study of the graph of your handwriting. We might have heard so many people saying, or maybe you might have heard me saying this: handwriting is the study of your handwriting and signature, or basically we also know it with the handwriting and signature analysis workshop, or maybe the consultation. What exactly we mean by that? See, handwriting is something, it is related to your mind, it is related to your subconscious brain, and subconscious is something which is driving us on this planet. Consciously, definitely we work whatever our understanding is on the basis of our conscious effort. We are trying to bring everything positive in our life, but some things we get on the subconscious level. If you understand this this thing that soul travels, soul is something, it is on the higher vibration. When it enters in this body, we come on this planet. So of course now we are on this journey with this body. So of course we are on this planet to enhance or upgrade ourselves, whatever learning we had in our previous lives, of course, if you believe in such sciences. So that was something which is related to our past. But yes, now with the conscious effort, if anyone, if any problem, or if you are able to identify within yourself that you are facing some kind of issues, so definitely graphology is something, it can help. And of course a graphologist is someone who can guide you with certain traits. We call it the therapy. Why we call it the therapy? Because when anything related to your brain, and we provide the the formation of the kind of strokes in the writing, it provides you kind of therapy. It is a healing effect. It takes little time, but yes, once you are done with that, it provides you the short results in your life. Of course it is very difficult, it is very challenging to do the therapy work as it is, the way it is being guided. But yes, with gradual practice, we can always do that. So graphology is that kind of subject. A person who wants to learn about the science in detail, that person can become a graphologist, and that person can also start this as a professional aspect of their life. They can provide the consultation, they can do the analysis, they can do some kind of they can provide the therapy part as well. But yes, therapy will take little time, because understanding the subject, the diagnosis is very important. So in terms of understanding the diagnosis process, today I'll start with my presentation, wherein I want to start with, because when I provide the consultation, understanding of certain areas of your life, and understanding this, and by understanding, you can improve yourself. So this is just the therapy part. Therapy and as well as the graphology. So here I am just taking you to this graphology, my screen. Just a moment, please. I hope it's visible to everyone.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Okay, so first of all, I just want to tell you, because I think I had mentioned this point earlier as well, but I want to explain it once again. The correct pen holding plays a very important role in our life. The reason is our hand, we are made of elements, because these elements, our earth is also made of these elements. Our body is also made up of these elements. And when we talk about our hands, we have four fingers and thumb. So of course we have this panch bhoot, jo mahabhoot jisko bola jata hai. So panch mahabhoot, or 5 elements, if we talk about the theory of this. So when we talk about our thumb, it is the fire element. It represents the fire element in our body. When we talk about the index finger, it talks about the air element. When we talk about the ether or the space, that's the middle finger. When we talk about the earth is something which is with the heavy energy, it is with the connections, it is with the emotions. Because if without earth, we can't exist. There is no possibility to have food. There is no possibility that we could get the gravity. Otherwise, everybody would have, the air itself. So earth is very important. Then we talk about this water. Of course, water is also very important. But, and this palm, we talk about this. This is the body and this is the soul. Body and the soul, the connection of that. When we combine all the fingers, so we combine all the elements. That is the reason we were always being asked by our elders that whenever you are eating the food, eat with your hand. Whenever you are writing, of course, for writing also, we need to combine all these fingers and the thumb. We need to take the support. Thumb is something which support the fingers to write properly. So fire is very important. If we do not have the fire in our body, if we talk about the chakra system, so in chakra, the solar plexus is something which is the energy that provides the energy. Without sun, we can't exist. It is not possible for us to be on this planet. So the fire is very important. And without fire, if it rises, if it increases, apart from all the other elements, if this fire element, agar iski excess zyada ho jayegi, in that case, what will happen? What will happen? Anyone? Anyone?
Any kind of health issue can happen.
Health की तो बात छोड़ दो. If fire will be there, so in that case it is not possible, because heat हो जाएगी, excess, सब कुछ खत्म हो जाएगा, जल जाएगा, है ना? Everything will be burned. कुछ भी नहीं बचेगा. फायर अगर एक्सेस हो जाती है तो फायर तो इंसान को भी जला देती है, उसके साथ जो भी whatever elements we have, fire will destroy everything. So the fire element is very important, that needs to be controlled. It is important, yet very important to be controlled. So when we hold the pen, there is a procedure, and the procedure is something that while holding the pen, so you just need to keep your index finger behind your thumb. If you're able to see this, see the index finger is behind when you're holding this. So it has to be like this. Thumb has to be ahead of the, ahead of the finger. Fine. Fire element needs to be controlled, and how this can be controlled? By keeping the air under the control. If air is not controlled, then fire can burn everything. So the right process. So as we are starting with the right, so this is a learning as well as the graphotherapy part. If somebody who does not want to do the analysis, or maybe they're just starting, or maybe a student or somebody, anyone, so they can start with the right holding of the pen. So the right holding of the pen is control the air, give fire space to penetrate and handle the stuff properly. It is just like a ray of light, which is just the guiding force. And whatever way you are holding the pen, some people, they just take the support of their middle finger to hold the pen, and some people they just hold it differently, or some people they just hold it in the form of a fist. So whatever way you are holding the pen doesn't matter, but yes, make sure your index finger always it should come behind this thumb. Any one of you, if you could just tell me that if you're writing differently, or maybe your index finger is coming ahead. Anyone who can answer? Is there
My
anyone?
index finger is not coming ahead, but both of them are parallel. Same.
Oh. You mean to say equal? They both are
Equal,
coming.
equal. Yeah,
Just,
more or less equal.
that's fine. These kind of people, they are able to balance it, but as it is coming, equal, at the same point, you're just holding it. So I try, it will not be very difficult for you to just come, just take this index little, just stretch a
Yeah.
little,
Right.
do the little stretch.
Okay.
Fine. And if you remember last time also, I had guided you a exercise to do this. People who are not able to do it, so they can just join these two, the cuticle area. You just join this and do this more wala action, just like the peacock, they do it, no? So just 2 minutes, 1 minute, 2 minutes, whatever time you get, you just do that. So this way you will be able to control the air element or all the elements in your body. Fine. So this is the first thing everyone should start, because without holding the pen, you can't write on a paper. So once you are done with this mode, then you need to check with your sitting posture. It is very important. We always have heard people saying this, you need to keep your back straight and just write this way, this manner. So of course, it is very important to keep your back straight. But for a student, for the person who's writing, I always prefer, if you're writing, do not take the support of your backrest. Or if you're sitting on a chair, do not take the support of your backrest at all. Fine. And when you are sitting, your legs should be parallelly on the floor, and the firmly, you just keep them flat on the floor. Fine. Take the support of a table whenever you are writing, and write with the straight back. And in fact, I also prefer students who are appearing for the higher exams, or maybe they are just working on themselves, if anybody is doing that. So in that manner, instead of taking a chair, you take the stool.
What if I'm sitting on the bed?
It's not a right posture. You won't be able to bring the right pressure on the writing. It will not bring that. And in fact, there may be a possibility that will, in the later stage, you will receive some kind of problem related to your foots, because your energy is also not grounding. It's not grounding properly. So whenever you are writing, it will be difficult. In future run, you will face problems with your bones, with your muscles, and maybe the blood circulation also. Fine. So this is the right posture. And apart from that, there is also a process to, to keep the paper in certain direction. Why it is so important? Because when you're writing, if your pressure is not coming, because you have, held the pen properly, you are sitting nicely, but if you're not holding, if you're not keeping your paper in right direction, you will not get the desired result. So to get that, it is very important, whatever book, notebook, whatever paper you are writing, always keep your dominant hand in the writing posture. The non-dominant hand should come towards the left side. The reason is, majorly, most of us, they write with the right hand. We were being taught in this manner that write with your right hand. When you're writing with the right hand, so what will happen? Your pressure and the paper, the way you are holding the paper, it provides the right pressure on the paper, so that the energy distribution of your body, it will it start working properly. So the process is, when you are writing on a paper, always keep a diagonal, keep the paper in a diagonal mode, 45 degree towards. When you are sitting, keep the paper straight and then just turn it towards 45 degree, and the non-dominant hand just keep on that angle, the left hand, the keep on the corner of the paper. If a person who's a right-handed, the left-handed, so in that case, tilt the paper on other side. The simple thing is that non-dominant hand and the paper corner, it should be towards a 45 degree, so that the right pressure should come on the paper, and you will also get the enough space to expand. If you squeeze yourself and when you write, it will be difficult for you to provide, your body is not able to release a certain amount of pressure on that paper, and maybe the analysis may become a little tricky, or maybe there kind of some problems in your body, or maybe you will acquire, you tend to attract some kind of issues which you do not want in your life. Because when you are squeezing yourself, that means you are not expanding, and you are not expanding, that means you are not open up with your ideas, emotions, your issues towards your life. Or maybe if you are open up, could be possible that your these are not getting addressed properly. So this also means it. I hope this is clear with everyone. Yes, no. Shall we proceed? If this is
The
clear.
paper is to be kept at 45-degree angle. Huh?
Yes, yes. Instead of keeping it straight, just tilt a little. Tilt a little in the sense, you just need to rotate it. And the non-dominant, the corner of the non-dominant hand, that corner, the left side, of course, the left side corner of the paper, that needs to be tilted towards a 45-degree instead of keeping that straight.
And the hand also should be 40.
Of course, it will come automatically like that. And if you want, while writing, you can also stretch your legs from the bottom so that you can just put the right pressure on the paper.
Okay.
As if you are just doing, it will not give you that kind of, that back is not getting, झुक नहीं रही है. Back नहीं झुक रही, you are straight, but you are writing with it is also a right posture to penetrate the energy. And if any kind of excess energy is there, it will ground. So writing therapy, it is very important. Thank you so much, Udayji, for replying.
Can you lean lean forward a little in your chair towards the table? Or it has to be very straight, be sitting very straight?
See, if you are having any kind of problem or any kind of issue, maybe just a little, you can just take the little thing, but make sure that your back should not be like, it should not be curved. It should not be curved too much. Sometimes when we are relaxed, when we are okay with writing, so we take the support of the backrest, but it's fine. Sometimes it is okay. And if you feel that maybe when you take the support of the backrest, you come into that at that point that you take a lot of stretch. You stretch your legs and you stretch your body and towards like completely in a relaxed position. So maybe you can just keep a cushion, take the support so that that gap will be filled properly. Fine, this can also be done. Clear?
Right,
People who are writing with the table, bed tables or anything, that's not advisable. Once in a while, if you're doing it, or if you're doing other kind of activity, maybe some kind of any other thing you are doing, maybe in that manner, it's okay. When you're eating something while sitting on the bed, maybe use that table, but not for the writing purpose. Do not use it for writing or doing your work. All right. Instead, I prefer, instead of sitting on the bed, you can sit on the floor. That could be, this will be fine, but not on the bed at all. Clear? Chaliye, let's move ahead. So now let's come to the paper. A blank paper, we consider it with the 24 hours of the day. 24 hours of the day. Or complete paper, the plain paper, we call it our battlefield. Battlefield, everyone in their life, they are struggling. They are just doing something. So this is the battlefield, that how beautifully we are taking advantage of these 24 hours. That means this is our battle. Life is just like a battle, that every now and then we are learning, we are defeating some of our fear, phobias, or maybe some kind of issues of our life, and we are just moving ahead. So 24 hours of the day is your, it's a kind of time you have in your hand. If you're able to make best of these 24 hours, that means time is not controlling you, you are controlling the time. You are taking the charge of the time, and then you are moving ahead in your life. Taking the charge of the time means what? That means you are taking care of everyone in your surrounding as well as yourself, so that your energy, your emotions, the distribution of emotions, thoughts, or maybe whatever kind of connections you have with your money. I'll tell you, there is one beautiful point with this money aspect also, with this 24 hours management. If you are able to manage your 24 hours properly, you will be a very good money controller as well. A money controller in the sense, money stays with you, money loves to be with you. Left side and the upper side, we consider as almost both the things, like left side is equal to upper side. The meaning of this, both the paper side is same. And when we talk about the right side of the paper and the lower side, this is also equal. The meaning is same. So 24 hours is divided in 3 segments of the day, 8 hours distribution. The first 8 hours are the early hours of the day or the morning time, the early morning time. Fine. The second 8 hours of that is the daytime. That is the main working time. If we talk about this, approximately the 16 hours, every human on this planet, 16 hours to 20 hours is the time they work. Normally, people work. Some people, they love to sleep for 8 hours completely. That's perfectly all right. That is a requirement of the body, because nature had guided us that only 16 hours is the time one should be in the conscious state, one should be working. 8 hours is something, 8 to 10 hours, 6 to 8 hours, it depends on the body to body, that it is required to rest so that you can get the charging. So late evening and the night time, so the third segment of the time period. Any distortion on the paper, distortion in the sense, any problem in this segment reflects that person's mindset on that particular segment, that what kind of issues you are dealing with. Your time management is not proper, and when you're not able to manage your time properly, so in that case, of course, your success rate is also struggling with that. You are struggling with your, when you are struggling with your time management, of course, you have so many tasks in your hand and you are not able to manage your time properly. This will also bring some problems in your life, because your success defines when you are able to manage the time. Time should not control, we should control our time. We should decide that what all we need to do on this day. So 24 hours is something you can design. If you plan now, the way you are writing, the way you are utilizing your A4 or the plain paper, that means you are able to utilize your 24 hours. When we are at the learning stage, we used to write on the rule sheet. Remember this. When we were on the learning stage, that means we were at the initial stage. Now we have just cleared the exam. Now we are, when we are at the middle age, or maybe when we have passed the college, school, or we have done the professional studies, then it is the time we should start on the plain paper. And in fact, we should start along with the ruled paper. A person who had, koi bhi student who had passed the 12th standard or 10th standard, they can keep on writing. We were always being provided that you write, drawing sheets are always plain, and we give them a vertical, the landscape thing. Of course, that's a different part, that we should write on the straight or the landscape. That's a different thing. But yet, it is 24 hours of the day. Manage this properly. How you are going to manage it? Just forget about this 27. I have just marked it differently. As I mentioned, left side and the upper side. We call it, this is the left margin, or this is this side related with our past. Past in the sense, whatever happened in our life, whatever emotions we had in our life, that can be checked with the left side of the paper. How we have just left the margin, there is a margin or no margin, or margin is wavy, or margin is maybe some kind of diagonal cut is there, or maybe distortion is there. So that is the left side of the paper. A person, when we are writing on a paper, your writing defines the kind of margins it is taking. So that is something which shows that what kind of past you had, or a person had in their life. This past also belongs to our, we also call it the line of care, line of care for the society, and it also belongs to our past. That means our roots are the connections. So we belong to our parents, we belong to some particular place, maybe your birthplace, or maybe from where your origin. Then it is also something society. The society means the norms of the society, or the learnings, or maybe the religion, whatever ideas you have got. So this is something past. If I am here at certain age of my life, so whatever I have learned till date, that is my past. So that will be, you can see from the left side of the paper. Fine. So we need to keep this area in control. We should not take this area to cover our life. We do not want that this area should overrule or should dominate our present also. So this require a proper balance. The left side is something, the past, whatever happened, whatever ideas we got from our past, whatever learnings we had in our past, this require a proper segment. So this needs to be under control. Fine. So that means upper margin and the left margin. These two areas needs some kind of control. Fine. When we talk about the right margin talks about the future. Future is something which is uncertain. It is your balcony seat. It is why we call it the balcony seat, because balcony seats give you a kind of, a kind of thing ki, you have everything on the priority list. If you have this margin or the future, this balcony seat, if you are able to utilize the this balcony seat properly, if you are being given this balcony seat and you're not utilizing this, you're not sitting there, you're just moving around. So in that case, the right margin, the future opportunities, whatever you are going to get, it will not help you. So we can identify the future. Connection with the children, because children is something we at this present moment, if I'm sitting here, I do not know about the children. Of course, it also depends on the an unmarried person or a person who is so we say that children are something which connects with the future, or children are something jo hamara kal banayenge. So that is the reason we consider with the children. Otherwise, it talks about the progress, risk, and the opportunities we get in our life. The right margin, the way you are carrying this on the paper, it decides our opportunity and the risk-taking abilities. So when you are able to utilize the opportunities properly, that means you are able to success in your life. You have that potential that your writing will help you, or the way you are writing it, that means you are able to get some kind of opportunities and you are able to take the benefit, utilize the opportunities. If there is any distortion, if there is any problem in this segment of your paper, in this segment of your writing, that means there is some problem with your future. Whatever you are thinking, it is not in a proper sync. Whatever you are thinking, whatever you are planning, whatever you are, having a kind of vision for your future, or maybe you just want to get something, or maybe you just want to achieve something, that means there is a distortion. There is a problem in that distribution of the energy. So the utilization every day, a year is consists of 365 or 360 days, 366 days as per the calendar. But whatever the year, that means 24 hours into 365 days. That period of time, if you are not able to use this 24 hours properly, you may not be able to use it following day and the following day and the following day. That means in future also. So handwriting, whenever we study, we tell everyone that it tells us the present state of mind. Because when you have written on a paper, it tells us the present 24 hours of the day. We can't say what will happen. A graphologist cannot tell what will happen, what will exactly going to happen in your future. Just a moment. And what else could happen in your, what exactly had happened in your past, because we are not someone who can predict anything. We are just doing the analysis. We are just the graphologist. Graphologist is something, whatever your brain is saying, we are able to do the analysis on the basis of that. But yes, any problem which is reflecting here in your present state of mind, it is not a working of now. It is not something you have learned today and you are applying it. It is something you have learned from your past, and on the basis of this past learning, you have created your present. That means it is your personality, it is your characteristics. You have acquired some skills or some kind of personality. If you keep on making these kind of things, in that case, the result of your future will be on the basis of the present. So present is something which needs to be taken care of. Here, graphotherapy or the correct formation of the alphabets plays an important role. Why? Because if you are able to diagnose, or any graphologist that can diagnose any problem in the alphabet formation, any problem in the any kind of trait, maybe the spacing, the word size, or anything, XYZ, whatever we see, the slant of the paper, maybe this will create problem in person's life. Every segment plays a very important. Whatever the margin aspect which I told you, it is just a small part of the graphology. It is just a very small part of the graphology, yet it is very important. And when a person who is leaving a lot of margin, a person who is leaving a lot of margin at the left side, and that person is writing, leaving margin on the right side, what will happen? Anyone could guess? Anyone would like to participate in this? What will happen to that person?
Can you repeat that question?
Yes, if somebody is leaving a lot of margin towards the left side and a lot of margin towards the right side, what does it indicate?
Maybe the person constantly wants attention.
Very nice.
Just my assumption, I don't know.
Yes, that's true. Because you want to be in center every time. When you want to be in center, that means you want to be center of attraction. When you stays in center, if you are taking a group photo, and why we ask our maybe some kind of authority, maybe a teacher, or maybe a whatever, with whomsoever you are just taking the picture, you're just putting them in the center. That means they are the center of attraction. So your present state of mind is very important. At this present state of mind, it is reflecting that you want some kind of attention in your life. And to get the attention, that means if you have any kind of, I'm sorry, I'm getting a little disturbed with the voices. Is it mine or something else? Okay, the thing is, when we are focusing on the center, that means if you have any problems in your life and you're focusing on those problems, then problems, when we focus on any negative aspect of our life, what will happen? It exaggerate, it enhance that. If you have a negative aspect of the life, if you have a positive mindset, if you have a positive aspect of the life, of course it is good, but that needs to be identified, right? That needs to be identified. Without diagnosis, there is no way, if you take anything, this will work for you. Maybe there are so many videos available on YouTube. You can just watch those, but these are the generic medicine. This is not a person specific. If you take the specification, or if you want to learn this science, for sure, you need to check so many aspects of the writing. And on the basis of that, we provide the perfect medicine for a person. See,
Dr. Malvitha?
Yes, please.
When you do, okay, can I ask also, like if you write in the center, so is it like you're more present? I mean, you're more present, you're focused in the present,
Yes.
know,
Yes.
not thinking of the past, the future, you're centered.
No, it's not like that. You are keeping yourself away from that place. You are keeping away from yourself from the future. You are keeping yourself away from the past. That means you try to be in your own space. You like your own company because you are in that present moment.
So you're in the present moment. So people say that you should be in the present moment.
No. Actually, the thing is, when you are in the present moment, if you are just not, see, past is something you have learned. This is your experience. This is your experience. This is your learnings you have gained. That is something which is very important. On the basis of the past things, you can make your present fruitful. If you are keeping yourself away from the past, that no, I just do not want to refer that. So in that case, you are just, whatever is there in your mind, you are just using that. So it is not a good trait actually to be in the center of that aspect. It is not. These kind of people, they are not good opportunity takers as well, because they are not referring, they are not taking the past experience. If any kind of failures they have, they might have got in their life, they are not utilizing the learnings of that failure for future opportunity. What they have simply asked, neither I just want to take the learnings, or I am not utilizing that experience, nor I am taking any opportunity. So
you're not looking at the future also. No future goals.
Exactly. So what will happen? they will stay in some kind of whatever kind of mindset they have. They will stay in that zone. So their progress is also, they always need somebody's support. They want somebody to help them always, because they are not capable of, neither they are using, they have just blocked the area. It is just the blockage of the area. Fine.
Yeah.
And along with that, there are so many variations of the margins. But yes, today I am just going to tell you about what is the right kind of margin aspect everyone should follow, be it a student, be it whatever age you are. If you start controlling margins, that means you are taking the charge of your time in your hand. If you're able to utilize your time, if you're able to manage your time properly, you can be able to maintain all the relations, all the opportunities, all the areas of your life. Learning from the past is also very important. Our experience is very important. Until unless, if I talk about a simple housewife, if I tell you that she is there, she's present, her mom taught her certain kind of activities, or maybe the way she cooked the food, she taught her. But she's not this lady at this present moment. She says, no, whatever the style my mom cooked the food, I am not doing it. Neither I'm taking any reference. Now I'm doing it. So maybe if she wants to go with her own experience, this may not turn out nicely. There may be some kind of challenges she will face because of the experiment, and because not taking the reference, not taking the learnings, not taking any kind of guidance from that area. She's utilizing, maybe if she's cooking karela, maybe she's cooking this brinjal bangan, so maybe that will turn out to be a disaster. So experience needs to be there. Experiences are our gain. Experiences are very important. If you do not know how to quench your thirst, then what will happen? If you do not know, or if you're not taking, okay, water is something which is there, but instead of taking the water, I'll take some kind of juice. कितने लंबे टाइम तक जूस ले सकते हो? If you are at the present moment, if you're not taking the reference, okay, water is something you need to drink when you are thirsty. Fine, there's numerous examples on that. So I would like to tell you that idle page margin is what. When we talk about the A4 sheet, the 24 hours of the day, a normal A4 sheet size is 8 inch in the width, length is 10. So we say length into breadth, that means L into W, that's length into breadth, that is 10 by 8. 10 is length, 8 inches width. We calculate left side with the width and upper side with the length. So when 10 inches is the length and 1/8 of the page, we leave that margin empty. If you remember, in our rule sheet, that margin is already defined. We were being given those kind of papers, the rule sheet with the defined margin. Why it was being given? We were not being taught properly. We were not being made understood properly that what is the purpose of that margin, and why, if we come across with any kind of situations in our life, we should maintain that balance. I've also seen many people, they are writing on those margin areas as well. They are writing, if they are not finding the proper page space, they keep on writing and nobody stops them. In fact, they are also, because we do not know. That means prioritization of the time or the time management is not proper. We just think everything is ours. Sab kuch le lo. Or sab kuch le lo, then uske baad, again, if you have any problem in your writing, this will not going to help you. So the margin, leaving the left margin, we calculate left margin from the width. So width is 8 inches. In that case, the left side has to be 1 inch. That needs to be left empty. That space needs to be left blank. And we are controlling this upper margin, that has to be 1.25 inches. It is irrespective of the person, irrespective of XYZ, whatever you are doing. For everyone, this formula is same. Left margin, we also consider somewhere that 0.5 inches, 0.5 inches to 1 inch. So that's okay. That margin will be considered as fine. That area needs to be, we can only write the bullet points on the left side. We can write, we ever been given that aspect, that date and maybe the time, if you are willing to write that can be written on the upper side, but nothing else. Only the date provision is there, you can write, and that too not on the left side, that has to be written on the right side. Right side of the upper margin, you can write. Let me just guide you how. I hope you all are enjoying this. I always feel whenever I'm just teaching, it always like new thing to me. See?
Yeah, go ahead.
8 inches, 10 inches, 1/8. Okay. So this is upper margin. This is left margin. We calculate, sorry, the left margin from the width and upper margin from the length. Fine. So if we are calculating the left margin, so in that case, we need to calculate the width. So if we distribute this, that means this segment is 4 inches. Now again, if we distribute this, that means this section is 2 inches. Now we again distribute it from the center. That means this area is 1 inch. So that means, chalo, ye wala part aa gaya. Let's calculate the upper margin. Upper margin from the length, that means the length has to be distributed from the, because it is 1/8 of the page. That means distribute from the center. That means it is 5 inches now. Now again distributed from the center. That means 2.5, 2.5. Now again distributed from the center. So this is 1.25 inches. If we create a imaginary line, so it will, because we do not draw the margins here. We do not draw on a plain paper. So that means the imaginary point of the margin, the exact, when we are writing the first letter, it should start from here. As per the page, of course, you start from here. The imaginary line margin and following letters, all the letters, whatever you are writing, it should fall like this, so that your margin will define automatically. The first letter will clear that, okay, the upper margin has already been defined. Now, when we are writing this, as per your lines, this margin will come automatically. We do not use this area, neither this area. And what about this right margin? Any guesses? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I didn't get you. Somebody was saying anything. Okay. The right margin is something when we said it is, oh. Okay. Right margin is something we said it is future. And this is our balcony seat. If you were being asked that, okay, I'll give you a balcony seat, but I give you a seat here, will you be able to see everything in a nice manner? If you have a screen here, can you be able to see that properly? If you're being given a very distant place, you won't utilize the thing. That means this area we need to write till the end. We just need to leave only few mm here. And of course, we do not draw it, because when we start writing, we can't define the page margin. The right page margin is very difficult to control. So we do not say anything about this, but we say that write till the end. Whatever you are writing, maybe some letter ending here, some letter ending here, that's okay. If it is little wavy, then also it's perfectly all right. So right margin is, make sure you do not crush the letters here. You just write till, in a comfortable manner, you just write till the end. And when we talk about the lower margin is something that is towards the end of the paper. If you remember, in a rule sheet, we were always being given that the last line is little broader. It's little wider as compared to the other lines. As compared to the other lines, It's like little broader. Why this was being given? Because this is the end of the day. End of the day. When we are coming, and after this, there is a relaxation. Relaxed. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Before this is the relaxed area. After this, you will get the relaxed. So here, you need to leave your body. Like, okay, sab kuch deela chhod do. Leave everything. Whatever you have done till here, use this area only. Use this area only. Leave this area. This has to be left empty. Fine, this has to be left empty. Why this has to be left empty? Because when you are entering in the relaxed position, relaxed mode, and if you're working till that area, you won't be able to get relaxed properly. You will not be able to sleep properly. You will not be able to get complete charging. When you are not charged properly, will your battery for the next 24 hours, will you be able to manage your next 24 hours properly if you're not charged properly? Reply, please. आपकी charging सही नहीं होगी, तो can you be able to? Am I audible? Chat box में लिख दीजिए. You can just write in the chat box.
That's yeah, you're audible.
You're audible.
All right.
The bottom margin should be how much? What is the width it should
be?
Just
the one line. The way you are writing in your paper, whatever line you take, just leave that. Only just that space.
Okay.
Leave just that.
The spacing between the lines, how much it should be? Any particular thing?
That depends on the person to person. That also depends on the person to person. That's a personalized thing. We need to check whether it is good or not good on the basis of the we just kind. It's not required here. Sanjuji, you have already taken the personal.
Yeah,
so you can just start working on that. If you are not working, you just start working. I hope you understood that what exactly.
Yeah.
Personal consultation, we just tell about this, but explanation is something, it is a part of the study. So here I'm just teaching you one chapter, just a small chapter of the graphology. Graphology is a beautiful science, and it is connected with many such chapters of the handwriting of a person. So when you combine all these things, we are able to check the complete personality of a person. Not check, and we do not judge it. It is something that to understand what kind of emotions that person is suffering with, what kind of things that person is going through. So now, after learning the graphology, it has given me that depth that we do not judge any person. We do not judge that. Whatever your habits are, it is because of some condition, because of some kind of issues. Maybe it is a kind of trauma, it is kind of learning, it is a kind of whatever the behavior, whatever people are saying, or maybe if somebody is harsh, it is blunt, if a person is arrogant, or whatever the thing is. And of course, with conscious effort, I try myself, my level best, not to judge anyone. That aspect is being shattered, completely shattered. We do not do this. Understanding this, so graphology is a beautiful science if you start learning to utilize this. And people who are not leaving, as I mentioned about this aspect that I'm going to tell you, that how it is related with your money. That means you do not have any control with the time management. When you're not leaving the left margin and the upper margin properly, that means you are not using. You have 24 hours, you can be able to manage it properly, but what you are doing, you are just expending yourself. You are taking the work home and the home at your work. Similarly, these kind of people, when they are not leaving the left margin properly and the upper margin, these kind of people are the impulsive buyers, because they are always running out of time. And when you are an impulsive buyer, you do not feel, you do not understand that whether it is required, because you do not get that time to think and understand about the things, whether it is required or not required. So when you do not, because you have multiple things, you have so many things in your life to do and you want to achieve it. You have just made yourself exhausted. And because of that exhausted aspect of yourself, you're not taking rest properly. You are not just taking anything. Maybe your success is too good. Maybe you are a successful person, but you do not have the time management. So whatever you are earning, it is a waste, because you are doing most of the time, whatever things you are doing, you have to redo it. So the time is also time is money. So time is getting wasted. your money is also getting wasted. Whatever things, most of the time, whatever you are buying, you are purchasing, you're taking for the family, it is not as good as, because a person who is in a hurry, what will that person do if you send that person to the vegetable market? What will happen to that person? A person who's running with short of time, and you send that person, okay, bring 1 week's vegetable, or maybe the 5 days vegetable, what will happen?
He might make mistakes.
He might not select the right vegetable or the fresh vegetable. He will say, okay, bhaiya isko bando, isko bando. He will not check himself properly. When you're not checking it, that means you are wasting it. You're not utilizing the resources properly. You need to stay, think, and take actions. But that has to be in a limit. That has to be something which should not compromise with your opportunities. If you're earning well, because when you're utilizing your right margin properly, that means your future, the aspects, and you're satisfied with your earnings, satisfied with your things, because you are able to take those opportunities in a proper manner. When you're taking those opportunities and you're also staying, hold, think, and taking actions, that means you are utilizing, you are a kind of person who manages the time well. When you manages the time well, time is money. You are managing the money aspect. And these kind of people, they are able to save money for whenever they are in need. They are able to save money.
So what is the, like, if you run out of the right margin, then you're this thing, you're not saving, you're impulsive. That's what you said?
Correct. Absolutely right. These kind of people, they are impulsive. If you're not controlling or saving this thing, if you're doing the crushed margin, if you're not just writing the letters properly, maybe on that area, when you are coming to the edge, it's like a risk. It's like a balcony seat. If you just go over that, maybe you will fall, because you do not know the balcony seat is something, whether it is, where exactly it is. It is at the first floor, second floor, or at the ground floor. You do not know, but you have the risk of the falling. When you fall, what will happen? You will hurt yourself.
Yeah.
These kind of people, when they're on,
you don't have control over the future, kind of thing.
Exactly. And when these kind of people, we call these people accident prone. Accident prone in the sense, accident not only happens on the road, it also happens in our life. Accident means wrong combination of the people, wrong combination of the opportunities, wrong aspect of their understanding, maybe XYZ. There is no explanation. There is many explanations, many explanations to this. So if you are able to control this, that means a major aspect of your life you are able to control. And of course, when I'm saying this, you must be understanding that how important it is. And if you work on your writing and other traits of your writing, that what will happen? Imagine you will be a different person. I am a different person now. I have done those changes. I worked on myself, and every day before this session also, I did my gratitude note. I worked on that aspect, because I know this is giving me some kind of energy, and then every day I do it, I'm preparing myself to manage those 24 hours of the day. When I'm talking about that I am not able to manage, I just mentioned this, that I am not able to manage to get up, because I'm an early riser. I love to rise early. I love to see sun, early morning sunrise. I am not able to do it. Purposely, I'm not doing it, because I have a lot of things to do, and I just need to stretch my day, because I know it, and I'm doing it purposely. I'm managing, I'm not doing it. Fine. So this is something, when you know that how and where those aspects of your life, they are going to help you. It gives you that authority, that the way you want, you can just take the steering toward that direction. You can.
So what you're saying is, like, if you are able to write the way it is correctly, you'll be able to manage your time for the whole day.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So how many pages should you write per day?
No, it all depends on you. If you're writing just a 1 page, that's okay. If you're writing 2 pages, but make it a habit. By leaving the page margin, just make it a habit that every time whenever you are writing. So if you are a beginner, maybe you just 1 or 2 pages in a day is fine.
Okay.
1-2 pages, which will not give you stress, or you will not feel that, okay, writing is something I have just got the pain, something, or maybe if in that condition, if you feel this way, so 1 or 2 pages is okay, comfortable, be comfortable with that. If it is more than that, in that manner, that you need to stop.
Can you improve your creativity or something like by?
Absolutely, anything can be controlled. Right hand, when we are the writer, right hand controls the left brain. Left hand controls the right brain. We all are focusing on the right hand education at this present moment, our industry, right hand education. But now we are just working on the right brain activation, because the left brain is already activated. Left brain is what? Left brain is the logical. We all are logical, rational, analytical approach we have. Why it is happening? Aise kyun gira? Scientific approach we have. But the emotional aspect and the creativity, that is done. That is the reason we are just asking, okay, use your both hands, exercise with both hands, so that your center brain, the pineal gland, this will get activated, and your midbrain activation, we say these days. So working with both the hands, that means you will activate your full brain, the potential. There are people who are able to write with the right hand and the left hand as well. So this is a plus point. Of course, I will not ask you that you should start working on this, but somebody wants to do it. Very good. That's a very nice aspect of the life. If you can be able to do it, you have a lot of expansion. You are able to. And left hand is something, people who write with the left hand, that means they are very creative kind of people. Iसीलिए you might have heard saying people who write with the left hand, they are not successful as compared to the right-handed people, because logic is something that will give you a deeper ray of penetration anywhere. If you're getting any opportunity, if you're thinking logically, that means you can be able to think about the pros and cons of any situation. And if you're emotional, if you're a creative person, that means you're emotional, your emotional quotient is high. So in that manner, you won't be able to understand the negative aspect of any situation. You will go with the flow. Both things are important. There is a certain time restraint for that.
What
Okay.
is it? Midbrain activation? You put your both hands on opposite sides, no?
Yes.
Like that.
Yes. Yes. Now I am open for your questions. I'm done with the session, and I hope you like the session and you are going to use this in your life. You're going to utilize the margin formula. It's very interesting, yet common for everyone. Anyone who understands this, they can apply it. And if you can apply it and follow it for 30 days, and you will see automatically that how you are able to manage. If anyone has any question, you can just ask me.
We should write on a blank piece of paper, right?
Ideally, it is good, but when you are in a practice mode, if you are in a learning stage, start writing with the 4 lines or a single line or the 2 lines copy, whatever you feel comfortable with. When you're learning stage, always use the rule sheet.
Learning stage, always do?
Rule sheet, rule paper.
Rule paper.
Once you are done with your practice, as I had already asked you to start writing.
Yeah, that is there. Apart from that, I mean,
yes. Apart from that, it is good you use the blank paper. It will give you all kind of thinking process, because see, we live in a society, everything is marked and checked properly. We live in that kind of, everything is, ye road is ki hai, ye road is ki hai, we need to go from this road to this road, and we reach at certain area. It's already marked and defined. We live in a defined area. Rule sheet is something that is a defined area, defined segment. That means that's the rules of the society, rules of the, we need to follow that. Once we understand the rules properly, we know how to manage our life properly. In that case, when we were being left alone in the battlefield, we know how to go, where to go, which is north direction, which is south direction, and how we should go on that plain paper. So plain paper is something which is our battlefield. In battlefield, if you're trained properly, you can be able to utilize your resources or learnings properly at the battlefield. You can win the race. Yes, anyone, any question? Any question, please? No question? अच्छा नहीं
So
लगा सर?
I saw one school where the children are taught to write with left hand as well as right hand. You know, both of them, they write simultaneously
That's
at the
right.
same time.
Wow.
One line they write with the left hand, one line they write with the right hand. You know,
Beautiful. So
amazing.
that school might be understanding this, that the midbrain activation is very important, and those students must be doing remarkably good in their academics.
Yeah, but they're doing it at the same time. You know,
Yes.
so how is that? Because you know, you can only think one at a. You would think like that linearly.
Yes, with practice it is possible. There are so many people, if you check in history, even I do not remember the name of the person. In fact, it was being said that Einstein was also like that. He was able to write with both the hands. You create the geniusness within you if you start writing with both the hands.
Acha, you write with both hands. Okay. Wow. I've tried writing with the left hand, but you know, it also looks a bit like the right hand writing, somewhat similar.
Yes, because it is the brain writing. People who lose their limbs, they regain the strength to write same way because their programming, the subconscious mind programming is still the same.
Hmm.
So when you gain the strength, that means whatever impressions you are having on that paper, it is the impression of your brain. So it does not matter whether you are writing with the right hand. If you have that strength, or if you, with practice, if you got to write on any paper with the left hand as well. So in that case, you are able to bring the right pressure on the paper. People start sending me. Okay, Uday ji ka question hai, how do forensic scientists compare the handwriting? Oh, okay, very nice question. Forensic scientist, even I am also a forensic handwriting and signature expert, though I do not practice it because it requires a lot of laboratory and a lot of technical aspects and the court paper submission as well. So the forensic scientist, they also apply the same thing. Forensic scientific research is basically equipment based things, but if you are a graphologist and if you're doing this forensic science, handwriting and signature expertise, if you have that, so it is just the way you are making the strokes. Means if you're making the writing, when we write on a paper, you do not know whether you have written the O with the clockwise formation or the anti-clockwise formation. If you are drawing a circle on your paper, when you're giving me this circle after drawing it, I will not be able to understand this whether you have just made it with the clockwise formation or it was the anti-clockwise formation. But a forensic expert, with the help of those equipments, we can be able to identify that whether it is towards the person started, the pen stroke were being started from the start, the clockwise formation or the anti-clockwise formation. Or if you're writing on a line, you go straight and the come up. That means it is a retraced formation. Or you're crisscrossing it. When you are making a cross, you will not be able to identify when you have this. With the naked eyes, it is very difficult. And for a graphologist also, we just do the normal analysis. But with the scientific, because of those machines, we can be able to identify whether the bottom stroke is being created first or the upper stroke was being created first. We can identify those things. So this is a very, very, very thin difference. Yet it is very important to identify. So in the cases of forgery or the forged documents, these methods, they play very important role. Fine. So any other question?
You know, in that movie, Catch Me If You Can, by Tom Hanks and Leonardo DiCaprio, Leonardo DiCaprio forges bank notes and things like that.
I have not seen that. I'll watch it.
He forges. He's a forger.
Okay.
And it's very exciting.
Exciting. Okay. I have not seen it. I'll try to watch.
Check it out.
I'll do that.
Even at a very young age, he manages to forge
Yes,
banknotes
he
and
does it.
whatnot and gets
Student-
away with it. And today he's a forensic, authority. After he went to jail and he's come out, he's now an expert, world expert on this forgery.
Okay, Leo DiCaprio.
Yeah, I mean the
That
character
particular
name
movie.
is Frank actually.
Okay.
Frank, I forgot what the name is.
Forensic science, forensic handwriting and signature analysis is entirely different. Majorly people deal with some kind of forged documents or maybe forged signatures or maybe some kind of bank frauds. Nowadays, this is very rare. It does not happen. And if it happens, we have those techniques in the paper submission. We can, and it requires a lot of paperwork too to provide the complete report on each and every stroke. There are so many aspects needs to be taken. Of course, maybe sometime I can take this session on the forgery, whether forgery is possible or not. No
We can
questions?
forge signatures, no?
Pardon, sir?
We can forge signatures, no? I mean, put tracing paper and then sort of do things like that.
That's a very interesting topic. Yet it is a time taking process. So I can't just give you answer in just 1 or 2
Yeah,
words.
it's a complicated
People
thing.
do it. People do it, and it's very difficult for a normal person to identify whether it is a forged signature or not. With the retracing, butter paper, or whatever things to do, but yet it's not possible for anyone to forge it. And if somebody does it, it can easily be identified. In fact, a graphologist, in fact, I have dealt with a few cases, but yes, it requires a lot of court and the paperwork and the approvals. So my things are entirely different. I do not want to go into that segment.
Sure. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other question? No question at all. How was the session? Just comment and let me know. How was the session? If you could just unmute, you understood something, you got something or not.
Oh, it was great. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sanjuji. Nice.
Acha, you
session.
say that I don't need to listen to this, no? Because I've already taken your session.
Yes.
You already taken a session.
Yes, I have taught you as per your writing and as per your whatever drawbacks you have. So you start working in those aspects. Left margin and upper margin is same. Left margin, upper margin, right margin, and the lower margin is same. But the number of lines, it all depends on the person to person and how much potential you have in your writing on the basis of it, which is type. Thank you so much, Udayji, and thank you so much, everyone. I think we should wind up the session. Thank you so much, Shabana ji and Nupur ji, and thank you so much, Ria, for connecting and guiding and coordinating for this event. Thank you so much. I think we should over the session.
All right, take care. Thank you.
God bless you all. Have
Bye.
a great day. Okay, I would like to tell you one more thing about my graphology classes, graphology workshop. I'm sorry, I totally forgot because whenever it comes to this graphology, I do not think about this. My graphology classes or graphology course was about to start from 15th yesterday. But because of my schedule, I was not able to do that. And I whatever confirmations I had, I just asked them to, maybe I'm starting from 25th now. So if any one of you who's interested, they can just connect with Ria, maybe Nupuji or Shabana ji. Maybe they can just connect with the Maven team and they will guide you with this. It has a lot of aspects. I have already mentioned the course content as well. If you have any problem with that, or if you really want to do it, or if you want to take, if you do not want to learn the course, if you just want to take the services of the graphology, maybe you just want to take the therapy. After the analysis, we provide the therapy as well. Therapy is something which is the correct formation of the alphabets. Sanjuji has taken this. Ria has also taken this. Ria, if you could just share your experience, how exactly you are feeling, maybe it will be a great help. Lower gap, Neelamji, is just one line. Your writing alphabets, thus one line. Ria, are you there?
Yes.
I'm here only.
Yes, Riya.
Ma'am, thank you so much for the fantastic session. It's always a pleasure to host you and learn so much from you.
Riya, I don't think that you have heard what I said. I asked a question for everyone that you have taken the handwriting and signature therapy part, and how was your experience? If you could just share with everyone.
Okay. So Udayji is asking, how do forensic scientists compare handwriting?
Riya, I have answered all the questions.
Okay. Will anyone want to answer Mala ma'am's question?
Riya, am I audible to you?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right. That's okay, everyone. I don't think that it was being answered properly, but yeah, Riya has taken this and
You can ask Riya. Riya, she's asking you to share your experience. Are you able to do that?
Yes, ma'am. So
Yeah,
actually,
that's what she's asking you.
oh, sorry, ma'am. Actually, ma'am, I think it's been I think till date, I think from what my handwriting was to what it is today, I think it has been a good experience, and I feel more sorted as a person, and I feel much better as a person. And I I didn't know so much of subconscious connection. I used to feel that okay, just you write something. I mean, it's just you're writing something. Your hands are writing something, and I mean, just a part of your. I didn't know so much of depth about it, and I feel that I mean by name change, when I came to know about the logic behind it, and I feel okay, this is the best thing that could have happened in my life, and I believe that whatever you want, the way you want to raise your own child, also I think you work on a handwriting first, so that already those traits are there. Like you gave the example of Chhatrapati Shivaji, so and we have seen that even among celebrities, like people who have I mean, Bala Sahab Thakere's example is given the most because he has the most beautiful signature. And we have seen Michael Jackson, who is the dancing king, but ultimately he also had his doom because of his signatures, and it's really and we see this, and I feel a lot of change in myself, and I'm so grateful to you.
Thank you so much, Riya, for sharing it. But yes, if anybody wants to take any guidance, maybe analysis, diagnosis is very important. I provide the diagnosis, I provide the right information that how exactly your personality is working, and on the basis of that, we provide.
Okay, Malvitha, I'll leave now. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you so much, everyone. God bless you. Take care. And thank you so much, Maven team.
Thank you for coming, ma'am, and keep on coming and keep on guiding us. And people are right. People have said great session. Thank you very much. Come again.